my name is Claide and I'm here with
Cats!
And just before we do the video on our relationship or love advice, we wanted to show you guys our nails.
Yes, look at them!
So
they're
cute.
matchy!
They're very coquette.
So pink! So beautiful! Yes! With our cute little bow.
Our nails for vacation, they're so cute, guys.
Arthur Morgan gave me this ring.
Okay.
Arthur Morgan! Oh, my husband!
Oh, okay. Okay, guys. So our video today will be on like love / relationship advice.
So, what me and Clyde planned out, we wanted to pick 2 questions for each of us, but we didn't tell each other like the details of the question or anything. We just knew like it was about love. Disclaimer, before you hear it, some might be serious. Feel free to not.
Today will be relationship advice, and also guys, I just wanted to put another disclaimer that we are not professionals.
We are not professionals
in any
at
way.
all.
It's just from like our own experiences.
My most education that I got with love is from YouTube. Some are from therapists, but I'm not a therapist myself.
Take this with a grain of salt.
This is just for fun.
Exactly.
This is just for funsies, 2 girls just talking.
Exactly. Chill. Maybe a little bit serious.
You can listen to this while you're I don't know drawing.
Exactly.
Almost sleeping.
As background noise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
White noise. No, pink noise. Pink noise.
Pink noise.
Because girl talk.
Oh yeah. Let's get on with the video.
Get started. Okay. My first one.
Okay.
All right. Disclaimer, this is marriage. My 28 female bestie, 28 female, is getting married in 2 months with her fiance, 30 male. But I have a secret that could potentially end the relationship should I disclose it. Okay. My best friend, let's call her Lily, Alice, and her fiance, Brett, are getting married in less than 2 months. But I have a secret that could potentially end the relationship. I want to help Brett as he is a genuine guy who truly loves Lily. Few days before her bachelor's party, Lily's ex texted her saying that he wanted to get back together with her, and that after multiple relationships, he realized that he only has had real feelings for her. Lily wanted to make things clear with him, so she arranged a meeting at her place to sort things out and tell him that she's going to get married. While sorting things out, he kept flirting with her and begged her to be with him instead of Brett.
No
It was
way,
scandalous.
guys.
Things got heated and they ended up hooking up. Oh no! I'm laughing at the situation. The next morning, Lily told... I'm joking guys.
Okay.
The next morning, Lily told me all this while breaking down, saying she loves Brett and that she feels guilty for even talking to her ex. What should I do? Okay, in my opinion, I don't think it ever said how long they were together, right?
It didn't say because what's her name? The fiance, fiance obviously about to get engaged. They're about to head into right? They're about to head into a more serious. So we don't know how long.
I think cause marriage, some people wait at very least a year or more. So okay,
we're gonna assume
if Lily if they have been dating for a couple years and it's actually been healthy, a healthy, happy relationship, I think I don't really condone cheating, but for this context, I think they can work it out, since she she supposedly says she truly loves him, and I'm pretty sure he loves her back because he's getting married to her. So I think they can work it out. Obviously, it's not only her. She didn't only do it herself. There was another person. He kept flirting her. Maybe he manipulated her. He's just a really good manipulator. We never know. But I think with counseling, couples therapy, I think they can work it out. They just need to put some work in it, and hopefully it never happens again. But I feel this can be fixable. I feel it can be fixable, but they can also break up. But in my opinion, fix it. If it doesn't work, break up. But I wish them the best. How about you?
Okay, so for me, there are some parts that I agree with Kat on. There are also some parts that I don't agree. So the person did say that they did hook up, and that to me, I feel okay, I'll tell you guys the part where I do agree on. So I do agree on the parts of getting couples counseling, getting couples therapy. So I do agree on that part. I feel whether it didn't specifically say whether or not the relationship was healthy. All that we really know is that they're about to get married basically because it's like the fiance. But I do agree on the counseling and also the therapy. The ones that I do not agree on is the one where like I feel like maybe that it's like fixable, and that's just like my opinion, and obviously I'm not upset with Kat for her having a different opinion, but the reason why I say that is like, especially because they're about to get married, it's one of those things where like you're already off to a bad start. So I feel like I'm not gonna say, oh, you know what,
I see your,
you know what I mean,
saying,
like
yeah.
I'm not gonna come here and say, oh, you cannot, like no one, like let's say, you know, someone like two, you know, I'm not saying that when two people get engaged, they're, you know, when they're off to a bad start, it's not something that they can fix. But I'm just saying that like if I was in this person's position, it's like, or like kind of giving this person advice, is that if it's already off to a bad start and it's not one of those things where it's like hooking up, you know, that's cheating. Like I'm not gonna come here and like beat around the bush, but that's already off to a bad start. And the thing is that if this person, like I think the name was Lily, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the real name.
Yeah.
That's just the names that we're using. But let's say this Lily and the other person, I forgot the name, they got together, right? If this person is like letting this person back into their life in that way, then hold on, what is to say that they're not going to let that person again in on their life? Because the thing is that having that closure, there's a difference between not having a conversation with someone and then also a difference between cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's also like, and I feel like with cheating, that's like, I'm not gonna condone it whatsoever. So me personally, I feel that
since technically this is your best friend, like typing this out, what should the best friend do? Since I already talked about the couple, what should the best friend do? I think if the best friend is only best friends with Lily, she should tell Lily. Lily needs to say the truth to Brett privately, like reassure Brett that like she loves him, but she needs to tell the truth to Brett eventually. The faster the better. The more longer, the more secretive, the worser. And what I said earlier, like she should tell them what I said earlier. Well, she doesn't have to, but you know, like something like that, you know. Tell them like if they want to work it out, they can work it out. But personally, if I found out my fiance hooked up with their ex, I would break up with it. Like, yeah, easier said than done, but I feel like it's broken at that point. But you never know; it can be fixed.
Exactly.
There's hope. There's still hope. But
there's counseling. There's also therapy.
Yeah,
as Kat said before.
But that's my opinion. The best friend, if she's only best friends with Lily, she should tell Lily that Lily needs to confront Brett. If the best friend is also friends with Brett, I still think she should tell Lily to confront Brett, because she's not in the relationship.
Exactly.
The one who did wrong should be like the one to fix and confront their mistake. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
This is the best friend, and the best friend asks, "What should I do?" So, in my opinion, I do agree with Kat on that for sure, because at the end of the day, that's the best friend. In my opinion, and I do agree with her, is that she should just advise the best friend. The biggest thing is confrontation. Obviously, that's not the most easiest thing to do, but I think just communicating that with the fiance, advising the best friend, you need to tell him right away, because it's one of those things where, let's say, you know, the best friend advised, but then the best friend, you know, like her best friend ended up just like keeping it buried under the rug, and then, you know, that's, you know, just a secret that's just there. That's just not something that you keep to yourself. That's just one of those things where you need to tell like your fiance. So like that's something that, you know,
definitely,
exactly, like you, that's just one of those things where
if you don't and you're married for years, like imagine that scandal.
Because she cheated, that's gonna eat her up. That's gonna be on her conscience. So it's gonna be a lose-lose situation.
It's going to haunt you.
Exactly. So like my advice is to literally just tell her best friend, like I'm speaking from like, oh, like I'm a like speaking to the other friend, like Lily, like that's what we're using. Like obviously that's not their name, but just basically be like, you need to confront him and tell your fiance that yes, own up to it, do not make any excuses, and also take accountability. And then from there, maybe you guys can grow, maybe he wants to break up. At the end of the day, you need to respect his decision as a partner. And if he decides to break up, if he decides to fix the relationship back up or have couples therapy, whatever relationship that the other person makes, you need to respect. So that is just my take on it. Obviously, everyone's kind of opinions, they're subjective. So, but for sure, I agree with Kat, is that you need to confront, take accountability, and take responsibility of the action that they had done, which is cheating, and both of us do not condone that whatsoever. Okay.
All right, next up.
Okay, this one was actually like an old one, but I feel like it's still relevant no matter the year. But they didn't put a story. The question that this person had asked is, what's the most real relationship advice you can give? That's a good one.
Ooh, okay.
So for me personally, is do not put all your faith, or do not put all your effort in like making the relationship work. And there's a few reasons why I say this, is that, you know, like I've talked with other people before and I've gotten advice before, and this is the one thing that they always tell me, is that a relationship adds to your life. Your life shouldn't like revolve around the relationship. But if it's getting to a point to where your world revolves around a text message, or the next time on when you guys are going to hang out, or the next time you're going to be sleeping and staying with them over his or her house, you know, at that point to where it's kind of, you know, codependency, then that's when it turns unhealthy. And it's good to have faith in yourself. And I'm not saying that think of the worst case scenario. I'm just saying that also put effort into yourself, because I feel like the way in which you can show up so much for the other person is if, and this is so cheesy, but is if you show up for yourself first, and is if you love yourself first.
Yes,
is also
love
if
yourself.
You have a relationship with yourself first. Also, it's good to have faith in the relationship. It's good to have trust. It's good to have all of that, but you cannot put like let's say this is a basket of like the faith or the trust and the effort, right? You cannot put all of it, all of your energy and time into it. You also need to do things for yourself.
My advice from personal experience is to always check for red flags. Like the earlier the better. Like what I said earlier, like the earlier the better. If you see like them getting mad easily, getting jealous easily, like trying to change your personality, don't be afraid to break up. Don't be afraid to break up. And after you break up, if you have like a fear of like being single, the hurt, the sadness you're gonna feel, and the pain, it's okay. Like after time passes, time heals. As long as like you treat yourself, you have family and friends to have support, you'll be okay. Don't be afraid to be alone. Being alone is the pain of being alone at first is much more better than being in a toxic relationship.
Exactly.
Don't ever stay in a toxic relationship if like the reasons, if one of the big reasons, okay, don't ever stay in a toxic relationship regardless of any reason, but like don't ever stay in a relationship
because you have fear of being alone.
Because of the fear of being alone, yeah.
I wanted to add first to the second one, and then I'll add on to the first one. But the one that she gave was like, kind of like after a breakup, don't have that fear of being alone. And that actually is so true, because I feel like sometimes we get so caught up with the idea of wanting to be in one. Like obviously, you know, going on dates, you know, doing this for them and having those all cute things. But having those cute things, you're not always gonna have that. You're gonna have boring days. You're gonna have days where you fight. You're gonna have days to where, you know, you're gonna have struggles. Like it's not a perfect relationship. There is no perfect relationship. Having that time alone is giving you time to get to know yourself, to get to know your boundaries, to get to know what you don't like, what you like. It's a good time to focus on you, you know, and like, let's say I feel like maybe sometimes it's hard, like, let's give it just like, this isn't, maybe just like an example is like, oh, like, let's say like everyone else is in a relationship and you're the only one who's not. That's okay. Everyone has their own timing. Do it in your own timing.
Yes.
Because if you do it and you don't feel comfortable and you're doing it just because, then at the end of the day, like, it's gonna be hard to have that longevity because you didn't do it out of you and the other person wanting it. You did it because, you know, maybe you had a fear of being alone. And guys, with anything, and it isn't just with being alone, but I feel like maybe with just being alone and doing things, maybe just like being alone in general, it's like, it is uncomfortable, of course.
Yes.
And speaking from my own personal experience, is that it is uncomfortable, you know, it is. And honestly, there were times to where I genuinely just had such a hard time. And it was like, am I gonna be able to do this? Am I gonna be able to just be alone, you know? And I did, and I continued it, and I continue it, you know. It's kind of like a muscle. The more that you practice being alone, the more that you get comfortable.
A habit.
And obviously, you're not gonna get comfort, like, everyone has their own timing. Taking a step a little bit out of that comfort zone is what is gonna take you to new levels. It's also good practice because, let's say you're in a relationship, you're not always gonna be with that person. There's gonna be times to where maybe they're gonna go somewhere, or, you know, maybe you guys are gonna do long distance. That, you know, you're gonna be alone, so not have that fear. Think of yourself as someone that you want to be alone with. Like, oh, like, look at me, like, I can do this, I can do that, like, you know, and you have much more time to yourself. Like, look at it like that and change the viewpoint. It should be, why wouldn't I want to be alone with myself? Like, look at me, I'm so funny, I'm so entertaining.
Think about yourself.
Exactly.
Being selfish is okay.
It's okay to be selfish sometimes.
I think it was like, if you see red flags, especially like the earlier,
exactly.
If you see red flags, like, don't be afraid to break up. Like,
Exactly.
the earlier the better.
Exactly.
You know?
I'm gonna add on to that and say, if your parents and your friends, family say a red flag, get out.
Yeah, definitely.
Get out. Like,
definitely.
I'm not joking.
They're there for you.
And here's the thing. I don't know if you know what rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, I know that term.
Exactly. Everyone knows the honeymoon stage. Everyone knows that first month, first few months, even a year of, you know, this person is perfect, they're beautiful, whatever.
I have one more advice, but you can go.
Oh, yeah. So for me is that your family, your friends, your close friends, they don't see that person in rose-colored glasses, so they're able to pick it up right away.
Yeah.
And speaking from,
my personal experience too, I agree with that.
Yeah, from my own personal experience is that if they tell you to leave that relationship,
leave.
They're not just
leave.
They're not hating on your relationship. They want to.
They're trying to save you.
They're trying to save you. They're trying to look at what's best for you. And here, another one. Do not argue with them. Just do it. Yeah, like, speaking from my own personal experience, just leave, girl or
Just
boy.
Leave.
Just leave.
Non-binary.
Just leave.
Any gender.
Exactly.
Just leave.
Just leave. Your parents, especially, if they say this person is not for you, if your best friend says this, like, this person is not for you, I see this X red flag, like, maybe like this, and it's, you know, listen to them. If you don't want to listen, just do what they told you to do, which is break up, because
it's hard, but it's worth it.
Exactly. Like, if you keep on letting the red flags happen in the relationship, that person will think that it's okay, and they will continue to take advantage of your heart and your kindness and the fact that you're letting it happen. But
after the honeymoon phase, relationships aren't always lovey-dovey. Like, the hard part is not love. It's maintaining it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, preferably forever if it's healthy. Alright? Relationship is work in, like, respect and, like,
trust.
All the good things. Yeah, and trust, loyalty, and respect.
Exactly.
And, but, like, the work that, like, you put into a relationship, it shouldn't be like labor. It should be like putting work like in a hobby that you love.
Exactly.
You know, like when you like to draw, play piano, skate. You put hard work in it to improve and maintain.
And you love
it. You enjoy the hard work.
Exactly.
And I think like it should also like relate to relationship. You put in work to maintain it or make it better. to keep it happy.
It's continuous. It's not like a linear.
But it should not be like miserable.
Exactly.
It should be like hard work, but it feels good to put it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is just the one last quick thing that I'm gonna add on is that I remember Kat, you were talking about like trust and like kind of like things for the relationship. Here, trust, respect, and what's the other thing? Trust, respect,
Loyalty?
and loyalty. We're just gonna go ahead and go with trust, loyalty, and respect. That is the building block. Those are the main building blocks. If one of those is not there,
Or more.
exactly. If one of those is not there, leave. There are building blocks in the relationship, and let's say there's already difficulty in that beginning, and like going back to like the kind of like the little bit that I added, and the other people see that and they're not looking at it through the building blocks are not there, and I'm saying like the building block, if it's not there, then just leave. That's gonna save you and also the other person from hurting yourselves even more. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't trust you, who doesn't respect you, and who isn't loyal to you? Like, is that something? Is that like a stress that you want? That is our first question. So now we're gonna move on with Kat's.
That's Clyde's first question.
Oh.
Actually, low-key, I picked this because I relate to this.
Okay.
Okay, let's start. Mom, 20 female, wife, 23 female, is obsessed with an anime character. What should I do? Okay, I know this is an anime character
one?
as of right now.
Wait, which one? Which anime character? Is it Gojo?
No way, because my maid again has stuff related to my job. My wife has been married. My wife and I have been married for about 5 months now. The relationship's been great, but recently we've run into issues. She started watching Jujutsu Kaisen and has become obsessed with Gojo. You're right.
Bro, I knew it was Gojo.
Like she didn't speak to me for an entire day because she was obsessed over him. And when and then wait, what? I didn't read that part. And then when she finally did speak to me, it was to show me a 70k word JoJo fanfiction she wrote. Everything she sends me is now Gojo, whether it's edits or talking about how hot and sexy he is. I'm trying to be supportive, but it's really draining on me, and I feel like it's tearing our relationship apart. Oh shoot. I personally think JoJo is stupid, but I can understand the appeal. I know that since I'm starting a new job in a different city, our relationship is about to be under a lot of strain. I don't know what I should do. Any advice is appreciated. Together, right?
We're just gonna assume that they are living together.
My advice. Okay, me personally, like I love like for fun, like not in like all seriousness. If I am serious, like tell me. I relate to the girl because I love like, but in to relate to her, to relate to her wife, I love to be obsessed with like fictional characters because it's fun. It's like I don't know, it's just a fun little quirk. It's just a fun because like in your brain it's like serotonin. It's just a fun thing, but I think she is overdoing it because it is affecting. I'm talking about the one who's obsessed with Gojo.
Okay.
The wife who is obsessed with Gojo. It's obvious that she is too obsessed that it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a strained relationship. So what I'm thinking is the wife who is asking for help should confront, if she hasn't already, confront the wife who is obsessed with Gojo and tell her that her concerns that this is too much and like she should lower down her obsession with Gojo. It's fun to love a character this much, but if it's like affecting your relationship, like it needs to be fixed. Again, like I also think the one who's asking for advice needs reassurance, because if the one who is obsessed with JoJo, maybe she's like me and she doesn't know that it's affecting the relationship. But if the wife who is asking for advice asks for reassurance that the wife is just doing this for fun, and to remember to give her reassurance that like JoJo is a fictional character and I love you because you are like an actual human being that I love and cherish with all my heart. So I feel like just talk about it. If she loves you, she will like care about how you feel and reassure you that like, hey, this is just for fun, and to the one who's obsessed with JoJo, I feel like she needs to like lower it down because it's obviously affecting the relationship. And hey, if you need counseling or something, go ahead, you know. But just talking about it will really help.
Exactly.
And I don't think JoJo is like, he's fictional, you know. I don't think like it's gonna be that strong, you know. Make your love more stronger than JoJo. That's my advice. Okay. You Claide.
Oh wait, can I read it real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Just to like
Here you go.
So,
What?
okay, here guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it like this. And my kind of opinion is a kind of gonna be a little different, and that's because my perspective on it is a little bit different. So here's the thing, guys. Gojo is fictional.
She actually watches Jujutsu Kaisen, by the way.
Here is the thing. Here is the thing. I see it in this way. And it's in... Okay, now I know. I just need like a refresher. No matter how trivial the other person thinks it is, this person should communicate that, hey, like,
definitely
reassurance. You know, whether it's like something small or something big, no matter how trivial, you know, it's an anime character. Obviously, like, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's a very small issue, but it is putting a strain on the relationship.
On their feelings.
However, and this is where there's kind of going to be a split between me and Kat's point of view, is that I think of it this way. I feel like maybe the wife, where they want to share a little bit of something that makes them happy.
Oh.
Do you see it that way?
Wait,
here.
Isn't that what I also kind of said? Like, this is like the, well, I didn't say share, did I? Well, I did say like JoJo makes her happy.
Let's say someone really loves flowers, and they love it. They maybe even study flowers, something, and that's something that this person is passionate about. They want to share it with someone that they love.
Cause like I did that too. Hopefully I didn't restrain a relationship, but like out of love, like just sharing.
Yes, communicate, but also I feel like the wife needs to understand that, like, at the end of the day, the wife has put forth faith and trust. This person trusts you enough to share something that they're passionate about. Because people have little quirks or people have little hobbies, and it's like they feel so comfortable that they want to share this with you.
Because like,
you know what I mean?
Personally,
Does that make sense?
As much as I like to obsess with characters to a healthy degree, I wouldn't just say it to like a friend that I only talk to for a
day.
Like I would be like, oh my god, I am so obsessed with Arthur Morgan. I literally, like, the people who knows I'm obsessed with is like you and Angel and like other close people that it's just that I trust them to be like goofy.
Exactly, like it shows that closeness. The other person puts it as this is putting a strain. However, I look at it in a way that your wife is comfortable to where she's sharing this with you. Like she's sharing her thoughts, her feelings, her like likes. I know it's like seems so trivial, you know, but it's like for some people, like, they have these little quirks and sometimes they want to hide it.
But I do feel like it needs to like be has to be a balance. Because like both of their feelings are valid and both of their concerns are balanced. I mean, valid. So they should just balance it out.
I think with anything, no matter how trivial it is, there just needs to be like a middle, you know?
Middle ground, yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Obviously, it would be unfair to be like, oh no, you can't watch, you know, Gojo edits.
Yeah, no one is
gonna stop. There needs to be just a good middle.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, it would be unfair for, like, it's just, there needs to be a middle ground. So just have a compromise. That is like my biggest advice on this, is really just have a compromise. But also, people, like, everyone has their own little quirks, have their own little hobbies, their, you know, own little interests. Everyone has that. If you're in a relationship, or like, let's say you're even talking to someone as a friend, if they're that, whatever that little quirk or hobby is, and they decide to share that with you, whether it's like something with they're really interested in, take that as a good thing, because like they're wanting to share something that they don't share with anyone else, and that's just my thing on it.
All right, next one, last one.
Oh
last but
yeah,
not least.
guys, this is the last one.
Trigger warning.
Okay, guys, like trigger warning. If you guys
Disclaimer.
Exactly, disclaimer, trigger warning. Hey guys, so as you guys can tell, we did a little wardrobe change. And now we're actually going to be doing the last one. I'm just gonna go ahead and say my second question, and the second question is: this person had asked, how can I fix a toxic relationship? There wasn't really like a story. Oh, like it's the usual, like we're fighting, there's gaslighting, there's like
Makeup eggs. If you know, you know.
if you know, you know.
The usual,
Like
like
the usual. So, and this is a toxic. This isn't like a
healthy.
So this person said, how can I fix?
To fix it, first things first, break up. Okay, since it's toxic, I think you should have your friends like nearby. Just in case,
for like moral support.
Just in case, like they're not a nice person and like they could do something to you.
Yeah,
just in case, because you know, context is toxic. It's supposed to be toxic.
Let's assume that, you know, something might happen, and you know, obviously not everyone's gonna try something, but just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, this is just
moral support.
Like have the friends for moral support. And
yes.
Yeah.
Break up and have friends for backup and moral support just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, so after your breakup, okay, during your breakup or even after your breakup, I would say have closure. Like I know that's not gonna be in any scenario, but closure helps healing after a breakup. You're saying goodbye, saying like I appreciate like the good things we had, and like we can learn from the bad things since it is toxic. Mind you, this is just like coming from my head right now, like it's popping out of my head. So
like when you say like closure, do you mean like after the breakup?
it could be
like
I
what are you
advise like
thinking
during the breakup, because like if you do it after the breakup, you might get back together.
So kind of
and you
like
don't want-
communicating during the breakup.
yes,
That hey, like, you know, closure, like I don't know, like explain
okay,
further.
Okay, first
like,
before you
give
do
an
closure,
example.
explain like we tried to fix this and like since we're just way too toxic, like we've done so many bad things, our relationship is considered toxic from not only me but to our friends and like around us, like loved ones around us. I think that's like a good explanation to like why you should break up.
Like having both sides just communicate.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like we tried this or something like that, right?
Yes, you can say you can fix it, but if everyone is saying it's like way too toxic, I think this relationship is like done. I think that's it. I think there'll be new people for you guys. And first of all, don't try to find new people right after you break up.
Exactly.
Focus on yourself and fix yourself, because like there's a reason why I was toxic. It's because of your guys' attitude, personality, whatever. But there was something in the relationship that you guys need to fix. Maybe not together, but separately. Have closure. Break up, have closure. Tell why you guys are toxic. And I would prefer personal experience, because I did not do this. No contact. Because if you guys have contact, you will get back together. No contact until you're fully healed, to make sure you won't go back together. Because if you get back together, it'll be toxic still. You don't wanna be a people
on and off.
Yeah, you don't wanna be on and off.
Okay, let's say like, because some people like they're kind of no contact, but they're kind of like in the background. Like, what do you say about that? It's kind of like they're not fully out of each other's lives, but they're also not present. Like, what do you like? What's your advice on that?
If you guys have like the same friend group,
yeah, exactly. Because some people have the same friend group.
If you have the same friend
group, and it's kind of hard to go like
just
no contact.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends that you guys are trying to not have very minimal contact. So if your guys' friends are asking for you guys for each one to hang out, make sure your friends don't try to invite both of you in like the same hangout.
Try to avoid of like instances where both parties
only because like in your brain like there's a chemical
dopamine.
Dopamine. If you guys spend time with each other and like you guys obviously meet each other.
Dopamine and oxytocin.
Yeah, you might like get back together and you don't want the chances. Because like if you get back together, it'll be happy for like what 2 days, and then you guys are back to toxic relationship.
Exactly.
You don't want that. So if you guys want to like reconnect, I would say move on fully fully healed, so you won't feel any feelings. That was gonna take some time, but it's okay. Okay, break up. Tell why you break up. Saying no, I
the
said something else.
the closure.
Closure, and then no contact best you can. And like if you do want to guys like to talk again, be fully healed. Don't get back together.
So this one is gonna be kind of a long one for me. Okay, I do agree. I would say in 2/3, because I remember yours was the breakup, closure, and also the third one was I think no contact. So I'm gonna agree with the first one and the last one. I am gonna agree. So the person that had asked, like I'm just gonna bring it back to the original question. It was, how do I fix a toxic, not a healthy. How do I fix a toxic?
Don't, babes.
Exactly. How do I fix a toxic relationship, right? So, first of all, break up. Second of all, the second one, just cut it off. And the third one is no contact. That's basically the same thing.
No contact the best you can.
Yeah. For me, everyone interprets, and I'm just gonna say since we are in the topic of no contact, everyone interprets no contact in a different way. You know, no contact is not talking to that person, right? That's obviously that's no contact. For me personally, no contact means that you've cut them off of your life and that you don't have that connection anymore. That's what it means. Everyone has a different interpretation, but technically that is still no contact, but I would say a more, I guess, like a more harsh version, if that makes sense. Because some people, they have no contact, which is like we don't talk, we don't call, we don't hang out as much as we used to. And I would say the third one, why am I looking at it is awkward. Okay, so sorry guys, but the third one is how do I fix it? So the person asks, how do I fix it? You don't fix something that was broken in the first place. Ooh, that was nice.
Ooh, bars.
Yo, low key. And I'm just gonna say this is that is that you?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. So the third one is that this isn't really like an advice, but it's more so like a saying that I feel like applies to all toxic relationships. Do you know Dominic Fike?
No.
He's the one who sang Mona Lisa, like in the Spider-Man movie. He was in Euphoria, and he was like in the second season.
I know.
Dominic Fike, and he's like half Filipino, and like he made like a bunch of songs.
Wait, he's half Filipino.
No, but he's the bald guy from not bald, but from Euphoria. Okay, guys. So
I know he is.
So okay. This is gonna get a bit long-winded, but it's going somewhere, right? And so I'm just gonna say this, and this is from Dominic Fike's words. Obviously, you guys know like Dominic Fike was in a relationship with Hunter Schafer, and like I know that like remember. You know Hunter Schafer?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, they were together, and obviously, they have gone and they've broken up now, and
I didn't know they were broken up.
They've been broken
Crazy.
Up,
Alright.
They've been broken up for a while. I'm gonna cut that out because they don't need to know all that. But basically, Dominic Fike's childhood, he basically talked a lot about codependency, like in his Apple Music interview with Zane Lowe. He was just talking about like it came to the topic of relationships, and this is what he said. And this is another bars. Yeah. Whatever you do not fix yourself will bleed into your other relationships.
Bars.
Do you know what that means?
No.
So
Because like
whatever
if you have a problem, it will probably leak onto your loved ones or the relationship.
Like relationships.
Like it will spread.
Like
Yeah,
here and Trigger warning. I'm gonna be talking about like a little bit maybe like personal issues. I'm just gonna put like a trigger warning here. Like let's say your issue is jealousy, right? And it's not just like it's just like one of those where it's like, oh, it's making you anxious, making you worried that like whenever your significant other is like with someone, you have like a jealousy, or you see them with another gender or something like that, you have a jealousy problem, right? And like what basically, if you do not fix that jealousy problem yourself, and let's say you get into a relationship a year later, months later, well, let's say like enough time has passed but you haven't fully fixed that jealousy problem. Say you get into that relationship with a new person with a problem that you haven't fixed, that will bleed on. Just because you're with another person doesn't fully mean that it's fixed. You need
to fix yourself.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is that I think what will help this person fix the toxic relationship is first breaking up. Second, cutting off all contact. And you know something? It is rude to go and like ghost someone or block someone, not talk to someone, but there are some occasions where it is okay. And I feel like you don't necessarily have to
Like
feel bad.
if it's very bad
Exactly.
and you're easily
Exactly.
eager to talk to them,
Exactly.
I feel like it's way better.
Like sometimes, obviously, in a normal situation, like obviously, I feel like everyone knows that, like, you know, obviously, it's rude to go someone out of, you know, just like that. But if it's like, because this person had said like they're fighting and
they do makeup eggs,
and like you know, obviously they're not handling it in a healthy manner, then that's to the point to where
that's
it is.
that's
you know,
why no contact.
Exactly.
The best of your ability is good, because like if you don't do that, you're gonna do all that stuff. Because
Exactly.
the tension is still there, and your mind automatically thinks of the good memories instead of like the bad ones. You know.
Oh,
It's out of habit.
yeah. Also, and this is a little
It's survival instincts, I heard.
Yeah, it's a little bit more so after, but like anything that you have, like let's say like after you break up and get out of that toxic relationship, do not keep. For other people it's different, but throw away anything, any pictures, any stuffed animals, any hoodies.
If that helps you.
Clothing. Like if you don't want to throw it away, put it away where you can't see it. Because if you're like, let's say like you have a desk.
Because like, what if they bought you like?
Put it away.
Yeah,
Like
just put it
don't
away
have
until
it.
you
Exactly.
heal. Until you fully
and also like let's say you put it away and like you don't throw it away, right? Don't go back every 2 seconds and like get it. You know,
that's not
like,
gonna help.
Then that's like counterintuitive, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like oh, you're trying to like forget or not forget, but like try to
move on.
Exactly. It's not gonna be helpful if you like. Let's say there's like a you really like this keychain that they got you, and like you put it away, and then like you're reaching for it, trying to like, you know what I mean?
Like, and it's like only been 2 days.
Exactly. Like if it's been a year, 2 years, fine. But if it's only been like 2, yeah.
Because like again, like the chemicals in your brain are gonna change, and you're not gonna feel the same way about that keychain.
And exactly.
What you're gonna feel after you fully move on is what's it called? Nostalgia. And you're not gonna feel like any pain. At least I hope not. But you're not gonna feel any pain anymore. You're just gonna be like, oh, like this is like what my ex gave me, you know? Like
exactly. Like obviously in the beginning of the breakup, like it's genuinely hard just because like, you know, like when you're with together for someone for a while and there's kind of like when you guys like, well, this isn't a toxic relationship and it's kind of like your brain is used to that like kind of chemical. So obviously like your brain is also going through a lot. They have to get used to not being without that person. You know what I mean? Like, and that's also like another one for getting out of a toxic relationship. And also another thing is
and don't
like,
forget to learn from it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get mad at yourself for like don't think of what could have been. You know what I mean? Like what could have been, or like what if, or I wish.
Crap. Like what she said. Like don't think about what if, because like it would have happened if it was what if.
Exactly.
It would have happened, but it didn't. So don't think about what if, because like it didn't happen and it wouldn't happen.
Exactly. Do not blame yourself, especially like getting out of a toxic relationship. It's like, speaking from my own personal experiences, like I feel like it's so much easy to like blame the other person or put the blame on you or put the blame on something, you know, like it's so easy to be like, oh, like this person. But at the end of the day, especially if it's like a toxic relationship, it's one of those things where you just have to let it go. And that is letting it go is a form of self-love. Letting it go and actually taking time, it's kind of like relief.
At first, okay, from personal experience, at first it's gonna be really, really hard. But I please, no contact. I swear, I really warn you, no contact.
Yeah.
That's gonna help.
For
like
sure.
Really, distract yourself if you can. You know, hang out with friends, watch your favorite movies, do things you love, and over time, everyone heals slowly. But I promise you, over time, it will actually get better. And then after your rose-colored glasses gets off, you'll see how like toxic it was, and you'll see like this like person isn't even worth it. You finally realize what everyone's seeing, because the chemicals in your brain like loosen up.
I just wanted to add on to that is that like obviously like let's put it this way. So we've talked about like going no contact, like, you know, throwing it away or putting it away and stuff like that. That's the other end That's the other end of things. Let's put it into things where you and this person, you guys, you guys broke up, but you guys are still in contact. Because it's like maybe you're watching this, you're thinking, oh, you know what? Like it's fine. Like it's fine. Me and this other person can handle it. We've talked about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like what I'm gonna tell you is that you and this other person, that's gonna do more damage than good, because no matter. I feel like the most common argument is like, you know what, me and this person are mature enough.
You're not.
Let's say, oh, you know what, like me and this person were mature enough, you know what, like if we got through this toxic breakup or something, whatever.
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
I've kind of seen adults do that too. Like they say they're matured enough, but it's only been like
not every adult, but like, some.
I have seen it.
Exactly. Like they always bring up the maturity level, or it's one of those things where you're both gonna give yourself stress.
You have to think in your brain, guys. Come on now.
It's normal because
it is normal.
Because
emotion.
There's kind of like that thing where you want to release or you want to take care of that feeling.
Having a support group is very important.
Exactly.
Because they will tell you and remind you.
And like, oh, you know what? Like, I want to talk to this person. Because at the same time, you have to keep in mind, like, you have to build a habit. It's normal to want to feel good right away. If you miss this person, obviously your brain is more inclined to want to go and be with this person. However, that's not the right way of... That might be the right way of doing things at first, but whether it's going to take you a month, 2 months, or a year of being in contact with that person, you're going to realize sooner or later why that relationship was toxic in the first place, or why it wouldn't work out. Like, you know what I mean?
I
sometimes I feel like it's so hard to go no contact, especially.
But remember that like you're not alone, and so many people go through this, and you'll get through it.
And you know what? We always say like, oh yeah, like time heals all, but
it
honestly,
really does.
Time does heal all, and like speaking from I keep saying speaking from my own personal experience, but it's like time does heal all, and something, like sometimes it's better to let it go. I had the decision, and this was before like I had built a relationship with myself, had started to really rely more so on myself and open up a little to my family and friends. This was way before that, and way before I really started to take things serious in my healing journey, right? I have a lot of respect for this person despite what they've done. And I'm just gonna say this, I chose to continue the toxic relationship with this person because I just got so used to being in that, like not being out of my comfort zone. I feel like sometimes it's like the toxic relationship is your comfort zone.
Yeah, because like that was like,
you know what I mean? That's why sometimes like people say like get out of your comfort zone, and sometimes it's like the comfort that
it's like that's your life,
especially in your teenagers when you're trying to like get to know yourself.
That's a really big part of your life,
and kind of like have a sense of identity. Being in a relationship, you might feel or you might think that it might give you that sense of identity. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean by sense of identity?
Yeah.
It's like dopamine, everyone knows, is like a feel-good chemical, and when you're with that person, whether it's unhealthy, healthy, whatever,
you're gonna feel dopamine.
Exactly, and you're gonna
that's why people get back together.
Here, I'm gonna bring up the word cycle. It's so easy to continue that cycle because that's what you're used to. Instead of breaking out of that, it's so much more easier. There's two roads that a person could take. You can either take the one is like the on and off, and the second one is to just building that relationship with yourself. Speaking from like our own experiences, I feel like it's so easy to just keep that loop. Yeah,
it's easier.
Exactly.
It's easier to stay. I think like that's an example of like, even though like you can't fully 100% break contact because like maybe you have like mutual friends.
Exactly.
Like you can still move on and be civil with each other.
It's still possible to do it with the same friend group.
It might take longer, but it's definitely possible.
You just have to make sure like you avoid.
Just try your best.
In a way, start building your life
without them.
Around you.
Yeah,
exactly.
For you,
exactly.
Without them.
Exactly.
And I definitely did not feel comfortable, but I was like yearning. I like missed what we had because I was looking at the good memories, and I missed just having like a romantic partner. And, like
the idea.
But I had my loved ones with me. Like one of them is her, and they honestly, like, I'm just repeating what I'm saying. Like, just push through. Like, just force yourself.
And
basically,
honestly, guys,
to
that
not do
shit.
anything. It's very hard, but over time, you don't care. You know.
Like, honestly, it sounds so cheesy, but like, honestly, and like, okay,
it works.
We're not gonna name this person, but like,
what?
After Kat and this other person took a break, they're way better.
Yeah.
And this person,
we're civil.
This person, we're not gonna
definitely civil. Yes, you can make like jokes about like your toxicity.
Exactly.
But it's not out of like. It's not out of
it's
like.
not like out of like hurt and like.
It's like we were both like really stupid.
Exactly.
You know? It's like that.
And exactly.
You'll laugh about it over time.
But like exactly, that's gonna be
depending on how like if you guys are actually friends. Make sure you guys are actually friends if you say you're
also,
friends.
guys, notice how she said over time, not in a day.
Yes.
Or a week.
Yes.
Or a month.
I really thought it was gonna be done on overtime. But no.
Exactly.
I think precisely to make me feel like zero feelings,
exactly.
like exactly 0. I think it took me like a year and later. Like for fully. Like a year and a couple more months.
I feel like for me, like within like 3 months or 6 months, I'm like, okay, I can handle this, and then
only because I again I did the with contact. That's why it took a long time. But for her, like
like okay, and I'm gonna say this is like I have to burp. I can't.
Go ahead, burp.
Oh, should we burp? Is it how nice? Okay, so doing no contact, and this is the one with like blocking them, not really speaking of them anymore, and like throwing out anything that reminds me of them. That really hurt. However, it's, I wouldn't say faster way, but it definitely helped me in the long run, if that makes sense. Because it's like all that you have to think of
is you.
Obviously, like, you're gonna have memories, right? Obviously, your brain is gonna have memories, and you're gonna think about the past, you're gonna think about the good things, but also at the end of the day, it's like,
it's normal.
Exactly.
Just remind yourself
it's normal. It's normal.
It happens, and it's okay.
Exactly. And like going back to like the toxic relationship, like I keep going back to it, but you can't fix something that's already been broken, you know? And like that's something that you have to like repeat to yourself, is like obviously like it's okay to have some issues. Maybe like oh, this person is like has a habit of like leaving the toilet seat up, like something really trivial, you know what I mean? But if it's something really deep, like personal issue.
Oh wait, a quote I heard that was like kind of like helpful. I think I will. I heard this. I heard this like when I moved on already, but I heard like
after you moved on from
okay. You loved someone that was toxic for you. You loved them very much. But like imagine loving someone that's actually healthy and good. Imagine, imagine that will give you hope for a healthy, happy relationship.
That's
imagine all like the love you'll get.
Aww.
You know?
Like here, imagine this. It's like the cheesiest one ever.
Just
like,
say it's okay.
If you're loving the wrong person so much, just imagine how much you're gonna love the right person.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
imagine
something.
loving the right person.
And imagine having the same thing back. Wait, I have to wait. Hold on. I have to pause it.
Why?
I have to use the water. It's better to have that relationship.
No pressure.
Exactly. Like, it's better to have that relationship with yourself.
Better to be alone than to be stressed. Better to be alone, peaceful, than to be stressed with a toxic partner. You know. Summary time.
So, first, break up.
Wake up and break up.
Second, wake up and break up. I keep trying to burp, bro. Second, go. So that was the second one. No contact. Okay, nice.
Wait. Before no contact,
what? Closure.
No contact.
Closure.
If you can,
and then
if it's possible.
And then like the fourth one was like.
Wait, one more thing.
What?
One more thing. If they like ghost you, or like
after they break up.
No. If they just randomly ghost you, or like break up with you with no explanation, closure.
Yeah.
That's the closure. I heard.
No
answer is the closure. Like they don't care enough. They don't care or respect you enough to talk to you.
It's, you know,
they even should. Like they don't even care and respect you. So
exactly. The fifth one is like time. Give it time.
Will heal.
You
Love
know.
yourself. Cliche, but it works.
You know, plus like Kat even said like it took her a year and a half
to like
you know,
fully like zero.
You're once you're done with the no contact, you're able to kind of joke about it.
Yeah.
But that's like with over time.
That's like
don't
when
be
you're,
joking about that shit when it's like 2 months.
Yeah. Like
You know
when
what
you're
I mean?
fully healed and
like it's so awkward to be like 2 months after the breakup and you're like, oh, remember when you like blank blank blank.
So a healthy relationship is respect, trust, loyalty, and work. But not like,
exactly.
but like,
exactly.
like good work.
Yeah, and it'll have boring days, it'll have days where it's great, it'll have days when it's bad, but it takes communication, a lot of work, a lot of effort for it to work together. The last one, the 2 things, have that relationship with yourself, and second one, and this is the thing that Dominic Fike had said earlier, is like, just keep this in mind, whether you continue or don't continue that toxic relationship, is whatever you do not fix within yourself, whatever deep-rooted issues you have within yourself that you yourself do not fix, it will bleed into other relationships. I've never really done like an advice video, and I know like me and Kat were talking about earlier, but it's kind of comforting, especially like as a viewer, knowing that like
hopefully whoever watches this like helps. Like if we have one person, then that's good enough.
Thank you, Kat, for having me. We really hope that this gave you comfort, or this was something that you guys like felt therapeutic listening to, and we are gonna go ahead and end it there. Is there anything else? Maybe
Chick-fil-A,
like last
please sponsor us.
Wait, should I cut that out? Because
that's fine.
No, because like we're not sponsored yet, so we can't even say the brand. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't watch. Don't joke.
Jinx, bro.
Comment down below for yourself too.
No, that's so cheesy. Yeah,
I'm mewing.
guys, she's so pretty. Okay, punch that. Let me out of here. Wait. Okay, let's do it.
One more time. We messed up. I don't care.
Okay. Punch that like button and push that subscribe button.
Alright guys, don't be cringy.
Alpha. I swear.
Be alpha.
Guys,
me do the Vine boom whenever I say like the most stupid thing. You guys should not be cringy. You don't want to be cringe, okay? Or maybe Jojo can be in the relationship, who knows, but
this person is so exactly. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Wait, sure.
Feed my bow because I didn't see it.
It's actually so cute. I love it.
Yes,
it's so cute. Very cute.
Shout out to my friend Addie for giving this to me.
Oh, that's so cute. Shout out to her.
Thank you. Okay, anyways.
Where's my phone?
Where is it?
Yeah. There.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say like it shouldn't be too far.
I agree. Jojo's hot and sexy. But anyways,
This one person don't babes.
don't babes.
Okay.
Don't fix it. Happier tummy.
Oh.
Please sponsor us. I got Coca-Cola.
Would you
No, I never watched it. I think if I do watch
Sorry.
Jujutsu Kaisen and wake up and break up.
It's normal to not think. Or nothing.
Bars.